See if it works now. Oh, we'll just let Kerry in just before we start. Kerry's going to join us as well. Wonderful. Okay, I've got a nice crowd today. Okay, on today's creator workshop then, we are going to use this prompt, and I will put it in the chat and I will put it underneath if anyone's watching back on replay. This one lends itself to educational, informational kind of content. Okay, so it's things I do to help X person with Y thing. Okay, so things I do to help X person with Y thing. I've got some examples because you probably think that how the hell does that apply to me? But I've got some examples for you. So things like, I'm going to put them in the chat as well. Things I do to help mums plan their next party. So mums being the target person, and what is it that they're trying to do? Things I do to help women feel less stressed. Women being the target person, feeling less stressed is the outcome that they want. Things I do to help couples enjoy their big day. I was thinking specifically of Leon here because he's a wedding celebrant. So things I do to help couples enjoy their big day. Things I do to help online coaches save time. So the two things you really need to think about is who is your target person and what is their outcome. And we're going to create a piece of content that basically tells people how you do that. Okay. Things I do to help parents create quality time with their children. So I was thinking of Rachel for that one. She has her nature boxes that are all about quality time with kids. So things I do to help parents create quality time with their children. So if you identify those two things, who is it that you're targeting, or who is it that you're helping, and what is their outcome, we can create a post today that tells people the things that you do to help them to do that. And it might be that you can only think of 2 or 3 things, that's fine. It might be that you can think of tons of things, and that is also fine, because this is more of a kind of informational, educational piece. We could either share it as a single graphic, we could share it as a carousel, where you swipe through and you get one idea or piece of information on each page. Or if you wanted to share it as a reel, you absolutely can. And you can have the text appear and disappear that goes through those things. It actually doesn't really matter too much about the format for this one. It's more about things I do to help X with Y. Okay. So I want you to think about how you can phrase that and apply it to you. And I want you to start thinking about the actual things that you're going to share in that caption or as the text on the screen of the reel. Okay. And if anyone is stuck and wants a couple of ideas, then feel free and I will try and help you. Otherwise, I would open up a Word document, open up your notes section and start to write down what you're going to put in the caption, what you're going to put in the text. What are those things that you do? Do you want to do it just as a list? That's perfectly fine, okay? These are the things I do to help X get to Y, and list 5 things.
Is there a limit?
Or you mean in the caption?
Yeah, does it, are you going to put bass music with it, or do we have to choose the music? Sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
No, you're thinking.
The thing is that you could do things I'm going to do things I help to help. I didn't write that right. Things I do to help spiritual coaches outsource with confidence. And then I was going to do 5 things, but on those 5, I'm really going into it now. On those 5 things, do they have to have a different picture, or is it a different song? Is it a different song, or is it me just going?
You want to do it as a carousel, so you've got each of the 5 things on its own graphic.
Do you think that would work?
You absolutely could. If you're
Yep.
happy to make that. So you'd need that starting one with the title on.
Yep.
And then 5. And then I'd probably have the last one as a call to action.
Yep.
Either to sort of get in contact with you, or you could signpost them to a free call or a free resource that you have, something like that.
Yep.
If you didn't want to make all of those graphics, which is what I can't stand making graphics on Canva, I will just do one, and all the information will be in the caption, the text underneath. So it's almost like it's a poster with the title on it, things I do to help, and all the information is actually in the text underneath. It's personal preference. There's no right or wrong. It's whether you want to make a swipey one or you don't have time to make a swipey one. You can just make a single graphic. It's basically a poster. You're giving the same information, just in a slightly different format.
I've noticed as well, there's a lot of people who are doing the same picture, but different words. So they've got 5 carousel posts. They're the same pose. Yeah. Do you understand? But then they've got different words on the different ones. I mean, that's lazy, but it's effective, isn't it?
I do. It's because I'm lazy and I don't have time. I can't bother. I'm not interested in making lots.
It looks nice
on Canva, so I'll just use the same image and just change the text.
Okay,
it looks the same, but that's me being lazy. If you enjoyed making designs on Canva, then go for it. But it's just personal preference. It's just different format.
Thank you.
It's okay. You don't need to put music with it if you don't want to. So Paula's raised her hand.
I have.
Are you okay?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah. So I've put things I can do to make your kitchen project stress-free. So I like that. And then it just kept rolling off, and I've got sheets and sheets of stuff. So
there we go.
It needs to be punchy, I would imagine, because I don't obviously want people to lose interest as they're reading loads of words. So I need to kind of condense it down. But is that okay to say your kitchen rather than mum or couple, or that's fine?
I'd say that's fine. Yeah.
And the call to action at the end, I told you that I was using the Calendly app, didn't I? So I've created a 45-minute studio discovery appointment. So I thought about adding that. So that's like, yeah, that's okay. But you talk about Canva. I have no idea how to use that bloody thing.
You can lose a lot. I mean, it's an amazing tool, but you can lose a lot of time on there. And I find I just waste too much time.
Scroll,
yeah. Do something. Do whatever's easiest for you.
Okay.
I was just going to say, you talking about Calendly, that in itself can be one of your ways that you are helping people have a stress-free situation, because they may be so busy that they don't have time to come and see it in person, maybe. So the fact that you've got that convenient online booking is a point in itself.
Well, they're then, I'm finding that's working really well, because they're then able just to look at my calendar without speaking to me. And there's the stress has gone there about, oh God, she's wanting me to do tomorrow at 3 o'clock and I can't do it. So that's a good point. Thank you.
Wonderful. Oh yeah, Zoe's saying I wasted months on Canva.
I was trying to find the questions. I was been doing your sort of vault work, and it said type in questions, and one of the things you said was don't spend hours scrolling looking for a question. It's just like too late. I've just lost half a day. But there you go. I'll shut up now. Thank you.
I feel like I've got too much.
You just talk forever with the things that you help people to do.
I'm finding it really hard to simplify it in I could go, I do this, 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 I do this. But I want to keep it like Zoe, quite maybe 5 things. Otherwise, I think if people just keep scrolling, they'll be like, oh, right. Like, she's big-headed. Look what she can do.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 3 to 5 is probably a nice number. After that, it kind of seems a bit too much, or it's essentially like a blog post. It might as well be written as a blog post or an email. So 3 to 5 is probably a good amount. of points.
And would you use something like that I have in my caption? So at the moment, I've got things I do to help burnt out mums feeling less burnt out in the life juggle. I feel like I need to get rid of some of that
Yeah,
bit.
you said burnt out twice.
Yeah, it's things I do to help burnt out mums feeling less frazzled.
You know what word I quite like, that I quite resonate with? Exhausted.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's basically the same as burnt out, but if you're just looking for a bit of variety, exhausted. Exhausted. But aren't you looking more for you're looking more for people that want to start their own business though, aren't you?
yeah, and that being burnt out mums and getting a happy balance in a new self-employed business.
That don't want to go back to work.
Correct.
Yeah. Maybe that should be in it as well then. Exhausted mum don't want to go back to work.
My title just got on and on. I can do this.
Plan their startup business, plan their new career, because you're concept to career, aren't you? Plan their
Yeah,
new-
things I do to help. It's like basically telling mums that's my whole thing, that there is another way. You don't need to do this whole going back to work and feeling completely burnt out. So I want to help you get that balance back.
Financial freedom or something like that, something to do with being free.
Yeah, because it is a free. Yeah, I like that too. Just like putting loads of like just different words.
It's hard to find the messages, hard to find the right terms, and you're never quite sure what resonates with the right person. Yeah, it's more about freedom, isn't it? And creating a new career. You're in the
Yeah.
zone. It's just how it sounds together. You don't want it too long.
No. I'll keep thinking. Got my
Okie doke.
thank you.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, I had two, and I just wanted to know which one you think sounds better and more engaging as well. So one of them is I help busy women eat well, and then say like meal planning and whatever else that goes with that, which I'll think of in a second. Or if that's too kind of bland, yeah, I think it is actually when I talk about it. The other one was I help women have a natural menopause. Things I do to help women have a natural menopause.
That's stronger.
Mm.
Yeah. Because eat well is so vague.
I know. I just
Yeah.
realised.
Yeah.
I wrote it out.
Read that second one again. Natural menopause.
Yeah, I help women have a natural things I do to help women have a natural menopause.
Yeah, I prefer that one. I think that's stronger.
Do you think I should improve it?
Unless you wanted to focus down on the particular age group of women, so maybe like midlife women, or
Well, they're menopausal.
okay.
So that kind
That's
of
still quite a big group though, isn't it? So could you go as in perimenopausal as they're coming into it, or would you want to go?
I mean that is
Because if you go menopausal women, you're talking from 50 to death. Whereas if you want to talk like 45 to 55, that's a much smaller amount.
Yeah, and that is my target market anyway. It is perimenopausal women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Per is this big term now, isn't it? That every woman knows. So that
Yeah.
might put people in.
Yeah, things I do to help women have a natural perimenopause. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
I was just going to do things I do to help women manage their pelvic health problems, because it's so wide that to bring it down to one little thing, I think excludes so many people. So I was going to do that and then just list the different services that or treatments that I do within a main treatment.
Mhm. Yeah, I wouldn't just list all your services. I would try and give examples of some of the specific treatments that you do or the specific exercises that you
Well,
do.
it would be specific
Yeah,
exercises. So it would be kind of manual pelvic floor release, breath work, you
yeah,
know, visceral therapy.
yeah, because they are the things that are going to get somebody their outcome.
Yeah. And I often put loads of those into one appointment. So you don't buy it as a service, it's just and I was going to do it kind of as a reel with
Mhm.
like we did last week with like the line and then just see the caption and then write them all down.
Yeah.
Because I can't work out how to, I like the idea of doing carousel, but I can't work out how to.
All they are multiple images. That's all they are on
You can
Instagram.
have the same image with different words on it.
So you could have the same image with different words on it. So you swipe through and see the same image with different text, or you can create completely different graphics. So you have one that has the title on it. Maybe the second one has a different
Okay.
picture and some text on. You know, they're the kinds of things that you can create in Canva, but it is a whole job to design stuff like that. You know, if you're a graphic designer, that is your whole job and it can take you a long time to do. So I try not to play around with that stuff too much and just use the same image and just put different text on it as a kind of
That's fine. I can
way
do
of
that.
doing it. But if you prefer to do it as a reel today, go for it. Do it as a
I
reel.
can do it as a post that I can fix out. That's what today's about. Figuring it out.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm also going to do mine, but shout if anyone gets stuck or wants me to help reword anything.
So I've got either things I do to help children learn tricky words, or I could make it into a reel and have products I have to help your children learn tricky words.
Read the first one again.
Things I do to help children learn tricky words,
Yeah.
or I could make a reel with products I have to help your children learn tricky words, and then have the products.
You could do both, but the first one is more educational. The second one is more promotional.
Salesy, yeah.
Absolutely have both, but they're two different kind of posts.
Okay. So post them both, but like a week apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both good ideas, basically. Just treat them as separate posts. The things I do to help children learn their tricky words, that would then come from the things that you would normally do in your lessons and what you do with your girls. And yeah.
And the other one is salesy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Really quickly, promise, and then you can do yours.
All right.
Things I do to help burnt out mums find the freedom in creating a self-employed business. Too long?
It's true. Like, that is what you do. If you can't shorten it down anymore, then that's fine. I'd just go with that.
It's really hard to shorten it down, I think, because you're wanting the burnt out mum, but what is it that I'm actually helping them in the burnt out mum world? What is it? I feel like I need to have that business, the word self-employed business in it to explain what I do.
What about how things I do to help burn out women become self-employed?
Yes, I like that.
You're not going to be able to see everything your business does, everything you offer, everything you possibly do in one little Instagram post. So, don't worry about not going into the whole detail of your whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, things I do to help burn out women go self-employed.
I like it. Thank you.
Great. It's not. Rima, are you okay today? Yeah.
I think so.
Yep. Okie doke.
I've just done things I do to help you choose a fragrance.
Mm-hmm. What about if you slightly worded it slightly differently and said things I do to help women pick their ideal fragrance, find their ideal fragrance, or choose their ideal fragrance? Okay, anyone want to check in and read me what they've got or get any feedback?
Okay, I've got so I've thought about what images I want to do for each slide, and then I've just got this written down here, which is it's different to the slides. So so for example, slide 1 says work out what outsourcing is. But in the caption, I'm going to put boosting your confidence by understanding how outsource can transform your coaching practice. Yes, it's not the same. So yeah, I've got things I can do to help spiritual coaches outsource with confidence, boost your confidence by understanding how outsourcing can transform your coaching practice, learn the art of task delegation to free up your time for what truly matters, discover the secret to assembling your dream team of outsourcing partners, learn the skills to effectively manage your outsourced team and increase your coaching impact, and nail down your communication strategies for a seamless partnership. And then I want them to click on my ultimate guide to outsourcing.
Nice. So you're going to make different graphics to swipe through.
Yeah, I thought for the last one I could do like an Asana graphic and just have that as my thing, and then for the one before it, you know, somebody sitting on a beach going, you know.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. So yeah, it's going to take me more than 5 minutes to sort out, but I will get it out today.
Cool. Wonderful.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Sounds good.
Lorna, can I share mine? Oh, okay, good. It's this.
Oh, I like it.
And then I'll have in the caption, I'll put an explanation for each one.
Yeah.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. So you've got the hook, you've got the 5 things, and then you can add more detail and elaborate on them in the caption. I like it.
Thank you very much.
That's where Canva can come in really handy, and you can just find a little template, change the text, boom, done.
Thanks to Rima, because I didn't know how to put the picture, even though we've done something like that before. I didn't know when it had that background, you put an image in there, and I just posted it with that cloud image. And Rima was like, "What are you doing?" So yeah.
It's all a learning.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I will leave you with that. You might need to finish that one off, figure out what visuals or graphics are going to go with that, and then I encourage you to, when you've done it, share it today or schedule it for sometime in the week so that it actually gets out there, rather than sitting in your drafts and sitting in your plan and not being shared with the world. So see if you can finish it today and share it today, or schedule it for this week, and then you can crack on with other bits and pieces that you need to do. Thursday, I'm going to do engagement session like normal at 11 o'clock. So if you are around, we're going to go through that list of impactful daily, weekly activities that we do. If you're not around on Thursday, then you can join me for the planning party on Sunday evening as well, where we plan our content. Any questions, issues in the meantime, you know where I am on Instagram, and you've got the Facebook group. So do ask your questions in there if you get stuck. All right. Have a lovely week. Chat to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Have a good